Tertalia says, "How's the Redeemer so far?" The Redeemer is excellent so far. I'm liking it quite a bit. Hoagie's been doing the work on the turrets. How are the turrets, Hoagie?
Oh, the turrets are fantastic. Boom.
Yeah, it takes an absolute beating, doesn't it? That was like multiple pads of attrition shooting at it as well. Alright, let's pull up the targeting computer. Oh, that is just disgusting. Yes, it is based on motion. If I go forward, the engines expand. She's a little heavy on roll. First impression. Yaw rate's pretty good. A little heavy on pitch. I'll get him!
Boom.
Yes, we should have a great big Redeemer meetup. That would be awesome. Oh, there it is. Oh boy.
Yeah.
We've seen the outside quite frequently before, but it's very nice to see it again. There is the Combine on the, I'm gonna just call them little winglets there by the engine nacelles, for lack of a better term currently. This here is the new side.
Pylons?
Hoagie might know.
Refer to that as a pylon?
Wait, what was your question?
What's this little section between the nacelle and the main fuselage? What would that be called?
I'm not actually quite sure.
Pylons,
I mean,
maybe?
I guess pylon would be somewhat accurate.
Thingy.
The little connecty bit right there in the middle. What connects the wing to the main fuselage?
Sergeant Tactical is coming in with pylon. It's like a Superman says, "Wow, it's beautiful." Damn right, it's beautiful. This is the new size 5 Gatling, and as also a Vanguard owner, I am very excited for this as well, because finally we have a size 5 ballistic Gatling that we can put on the Vanguard. It's too bad that it happened after the weapon balance in 3.14 though.
It looks like a laser repeater to me.
Because it's got the vents on the side to act as a muzzle brake.
Do the laser repeaters not have those as well?
I don't think so. Uses the same or similar model as the size 7 on the Ares Inferno.
Which I'm bringing.
Excellent. So yeah, be able to take these off, because a turret is no place for a ballistic weapon, unfortunately, due to the way that ballistic weapons and capacitors for turrets work currently, at least. Look at that nose section. That's just awesome.
Is that little chin turret there, is that pilot slaved, or is that just a remote turret?
It is by default controlled by the pilot, and it has a turret station that you can hand it off to a gunner.
Very nice.
The pilot always takes control of these size 4 mounts and the pylons. There's also, of course, a dorsal turret to go along with the ventral turret. Same weapon configuration, dual size 5s. And there's also a remote turret in the rear tail that can be deployed as well, and that's another remote gunner station that's not controlled by the pilot.
It slides out.
I believe it does. We shall definitely find out.
That's good. That means that they're more likely to have the Scorpius tech coming soon.
Yep.
I really get some Mozzie vibes looking at that thing from the tail on.
Yeah, it does.
It's got the same sort of, you know what I mean? It's got the same sort of form factor.
Yeah, definitely. So, a little bit of a Vanguard-esque entrance to this thing. Now, how do we close the ramp once we're inside? Ah, we must close it from here. Okay, so these doors appear to be automatic, and these doors, this ramp seems to close up through that panel on the wall. This was one of the first ships I saw on YouTube as well. Alright, so this entrance area here, we got shower station, just like, sort of like almost identical to the one in the Vanguard. Same style. Pull-out storage, just like in the Vanguard.
Pretty interesting history on the Redeemer.
Real life history or the lore?
Real life history.
Yeah.
The 2013 Redeemer wasn't actually designed by SIG. Rather,
It was
the
designed by
people who designed it didn't work for SIG at the time.
So we got...
It won a fan ship design contest.
Yep.
And it was originally supposed to be a troop carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. The initial design was very different from what we have there.
So we got a cargo grid over here. Just a small one, which is nice. There's storage here. These bottom storage containers appear to interact with the new inventory system. So it looks like you can manually slot things in there. And of course there's beds in this lower floor. Looks like there's another sliding door here. And there's no elevators. There is just a ladder up to the second deck. Or whatever deck numbering this is going to use. Now, this is something that I think somehow could have been reversed. The drop seats for this thing are up top, and the beds are down below. Kind of feel like the beds should have been up top and the drop seats down below, but...
I agree.
yeah. Other people have mentioned that as well.
Drop seats got to be closer to the door, or some egress point.
There's our two large shield generators. We got more components in here. Yeah, you'd almost think that the components would be down as well. This is also where you get access to the this is also where you get access to the dorsal turret.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
And what else here? Life support? Any component installed in here at this point? Doesn't seem to want to open. That panel controls that hatch. What about this one? Nope, gravity generator doesn't seem to want to open. So this is the shield projectors that currently don't do anything. But apparently it's a component that they're going to be adding to other ships in the future as well. Those are the little blisters that you see on the outside of the ship. This is the ventral turret access. This is the two remote gunner seats. One of these can be used to control the chin turret, and one of them can be used to control the rear turret. And then we have a walk up here that's very similar, of course, to the Vanguard again. And we'll get in and we'll fly this thing up to the space station. And then maybe we'll change the equipment out and have another look. The purpose of the shield projectors, they're going to control like the shields, how well the shield generator can actually output the shield around the ships. And if they get damaged, and they give it like an external component that can be damaged to disable shields. You can kind of see the blister kind of things on the outside of the ship there, the 4 of them. Those are the shield projectors for the Redeemer. So shifting into VTOL doesn't seem to do anything. I think it kind of would have been cool to see those Nutcracker engines rotate around in some fashion.
No, I was thinking of the Talons, how they don't have a VTOL, but they do have their expanding wings.
Yeah. I can pull the gear in, and it causes the engines to open up a little bit, but it doesn't really do anything.
I was hoping they'd open up much wider than that.
It might be based on speed. We'll have to find out. Yes, it is.
Cool.
It is based on motion. If I go forward, the engines expand. Yeah. Oh, and we get a fire extinguisher, of course, because no ship is complete without a fire extinguisher. Oh, there's the avionics access. Missed that on the way in.
Well, sparks, hanging tubes, and exploding consoles kill more Starfleet personnel than anything else, it would seem. Oh.
Yep. There's the weapon locker as well.
How many slots does it have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it looks like.
Yeah.
Alright, let's try this thing out.
You are clear to launch.
Good to know. Let's put power to shields, because our massive shield bank needs time to charge up. She's a little heavy on roll. First impression.
Thank you. And please, Mr. Again.
Yaw rate's pretty good. Little heavy on pitch. Look at those engines expand as afterburner kicks in.
Very nice.
Yeah, and the more you go in terms of throttle, the more those engines spread open. When you kick in the afterburn, it goes even further. Their maximum size there. I do kind of wish that there were little winglets on the sides of the engines, like just little tiny ones, like in the vein of the Vanguard, the Saber, or the Retaliator.
Yeah.
Just to kind of I don't know.
Make it look a little more aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Pretend a little bit more.
Yeah, pretend a little bit more. Alright, have a good one, Sergeant Tactical. Wow, that is about the smallest quantum HUD I've ever seen. What? I got a crime stat.
You rammed one of the turrets, didn't you?
I guess so. Good thing I have 2 large shield generators.
Are they still gonna let you land?
Gonna fucking land anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck what they want. That's a redeemer. Was aluminum something worth scooping up, Hoagie? No?
Nope. That is in the bottom of the barrel. I'll go ahead and give you a list to avoid. So aluminum is literally the worst thing you can get. Bar none. Quartz, corundum, tungsten, beryl, copper are all the worst ones you can get. They have the lowest value. Just straight up ignore them, they're not worth it. Gold, diamond, titanium, and to a slightly lesser degree, festivite. Only really go for them around numbers higher than 20 to 30-ish. And then agricium, laranite, borace, paranite, vexillite, and plutonium, which plutonium is a hassle, I tend to avoid it. Anything over 2.5% to 3%, always go for it.
Well, now we know what a Dreamer looks like when it explodes.
Oh, did you just blow it up?
It blew up on the pad after sustaining fire for that long. Yeah, it takes an absolute beating, doesn't it? That was like multiple pads of attrition shooting at it as well. Yeah, see all that? I meant to do that. That was just a test. Let's see if we can find one of the underground facilities and take the Redeemer and go blow up all the turrets.
Sounds like a plan.
What I'm gonna do is we're gonna definitely want to test fire those Gatlings. So I'm gonna leave those on the ventral turret that we can use to destroy the turrets. Hopefully we'll have one that actually has turrets. And I'll put some cannons on the top. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna put the laser cannons up on the top. We'll keep the ballistic Gatlings down on the bottom in order, you know, just test them out. I'm gonna replace the combines with some rhinos. And the front, I will put on some panthers. There we go. If I was doing an actual serious loadout for this thing, I probably would take the Gatlings off the bottom as well.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna, you know, want to fire them, so you get to do the honors for firing the big scary Gatlings. Not as scary as the Ares, but still.
I shall cherish the DACA.
Oh, there's a lot more of them.
They're currently rated at 2,100 damage per second each, so
That's not per turret, that's per gun.
that's per gun, yeah. Oh, there it is in the daylight.
Those components from the previous one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to grab the ventral turret here. We'll also check out what the weapon capacitors are like with 2 size 4s and 2 size 3s for the pilot here.
Oh, I think you have to take off before I can get inside of it.
I'm off the pad.
Leaving any option. See if I can. Oh, okay. I think.
Oh, I bet you there's a screen. Yeah, right there. There you go.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Alright, so the pilot has 63 on the Rhinos and 146 on Panthers.
Nice.
I dare say that's enough firepower. Oh, that's
Wow,
some DACA.
1500.
1,500 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better than I was thinking.
Right?
Is it 1,500 rounds per gun?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's definitely going on the Vanguard. Okay, so... yeah. Oh, there's a...
Definitely be able to do some work with that.
Yeah. There is a hole down at the bottom here as well for the pilot to look through.
Yeah,
That's
you
pretty
got a
neat.
landing beak.
All right, let's pull up the targeting computer.
Alright, let them load in. Come on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I just wish I could lock onto him and actually get a bead.
You should be able to lock them now.
Like it's highlighting them, but it's not giving me the ring.
Oh, that is just disgusting. I can hear the winding of those Gatlings. Like the whine of the barrel spinning.
I was just about to say, I'm looking at the targeting computer, and I like seeing those barrels spin. They spit fire.
Yeah. All right. Gear down and setting her down. Touchdown complete.
Exiting the turret.
Insufficient fuel? Really?
Well,
Oh, I guess the Redeemer doesn't have that big of a fuel tank. I guess that's a downside. Well, we can make Crusader L5.
Yeah, let's hop there and do it.
Alright. Yeah, that means that with a cross-field drive, that means that it has less of a fuel tank than a Vanguard.
Well, the Vanguard is marketed at having very extended range, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Not a complaint, just an interesting observation. Ooh, this cloud is kind of ugly. Yeah, so like observing the way it feels when it controls, it's not gonna overshoot on you on yaw, and it's not gonna overshoot on you on pitch, but you can definitely overshoot easily on roll. It's very picky on roll compared to pitch and yaw.
I'd almost expect it to be the other way.
Good at
I think
roll,
it'd be
but
more effective on roll because, well, how else are you gonna get your guns on targets, right?
That is a point.
Rather, roll would be the easiest maneuver.
Guess you're gonna have to go for more broadsides using yaw.
Yeah, maybe that's what they intended.
Yeah. One thing else that I noticed is because the front turret is meant to be a remote turret separately, the weapon ammo is not balanced between the size 4 mounts for the pilot and the size 3 mounts for the pilot like it is for other weapons, because on other ships that have capacitors, other ships that have capacitors that have mismatched weapons, they approximately drain at the same time as long as they're of the same class. Like repeaters, an all repeater loadout, regardless of what size it is, will still all drain at approximately the same time. It doesn't on the Redeemer because of that front turret being separate.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Just that you gain control of it as the pilot. So those
Since you're playing Minecraft.
or sorry, yeah, it's the other way. It's the other way around. The rhinos are draining faster than the panthers because the turret has its own pool. All right, coming up on the bounty. The Redeemer stalks its prey.
Chester's gonna have a real bad day.
Yeah. Tertalia says, "How is the Redeemer so far?" The Redeemer is excellent so far. I'm liking it quite a bit. Hoagie's been doing the work on the turrets. How are the turrets, Hoagie?
Oh, the turrets are fantastic.
Playing might not be the
Excellent.
best thing.
Got something to the right of us about 34 clicks out.
Roger, roger. Should be coming up about 8 clicks dead ahead. Inbound
There
missile.
comes missiles.
I'll get him!
Boom.
Oh, there's a guy over there.
Luckily,
Another one at 12 o'clock.
diamonds.
Boom.
The one thing that I think that's too good on the Redeemer right now is those ballistic Gatlings that it has by default.
Think the ammo pools are just too large.
Well, if they're 1,500 rounds, that's way off compared to every other ballistic weapon currently. That's way off.
They're also, being size 5, they're designed for larger ships.
True, but that also leaves laser repeaters in an incredibly sorry state if that's the case.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, because size 5 laser repeaters are just completely irrelevant if those ballistic Gatlings have the intended amount of ammo that they have. But I mean, other than that, as a gunship, I think it's pretty appropriate for a gunship. It got guns. It kills things. It got no cargo. Well, it got a little bit of cargo, but
Don't they have a whole...
nothing to really speak of. I mean, one thing about those ballistic Gatlings is, yeah, they are only 700 meters per second, just like every other size 5 weapon, but 1,500 ballistic rounds, that's still a lot. That's a lot of ballistic rounds. That completely outclasses the cannons as well, like the size 5 ballistic cannon, the Deadbolt. Because the Deadbolt only has... Well, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe they adjusted the ballistic values of the other weapons. But, I mean, the Deadbolt only had 70-something rounds.
The Combine, I want to say they had like 140.
Yeah, and the Combine's like completely nerfed now.
Mhm.
I mean, balance is definitely something that's constantly ongoing, but one thing I wasn't expecting it to have 2 size 3 shields. I thought it was only going to have 1 size 3 shield.
Ooh, what hit us?
The debris. But as we found out, the range is somewhat limited compared to even like a Vanguard. Well, that was easy. Yep.
I think these are the same cannons that are on the 600i.
M7As. Yeah, I ripped off the Gatlings and put those ones on.
Nice.
Because for some reason, I didn't think the Gatlings were going to have 1,500 rounds each. I mean, how many did you say the Ares Inferno had? 2,000 rounds?
Yep, 2000.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's one thing for the Inferno to have that. It's another thing for a regular size 5 Gatling that you can take and place on another ship with a size 5 mount, too.
You think that'd be an appropriate ammo count if it were bespoke?
Yeah, maybe. Because then you can... The thing about bespoke weapons... Well, this is something that they talked about in the... kind of like today, about changing the turret behavior for different guns. Like, having turrets have, like, a modifier to guns, which they can't do right now. But the thing about bespoke weapons is... It's much easier to balance because you can balance it against the ship it's actually on. It's like that planet side thing where, you know, like ESFs have ground attack weaponry and you have to like balance the whole thing with them interacting like that, but then it's the same airframe that can attack. So yeah, bespoke weapons would definitely be an easier thing to straight up balance, and maybe it would be appropriate if that were the case. Oh no!
Oof.
Okay, well, that ends that. Look, I'm gonna go into Arena Commander and put that Gatling on the Vanguard.